Get it. Get it.
Hey, y'all, boy, hey, it's SEC now, man. Let's get it, bro.
Hey, ball out on three, ball out on three. 1, 2, 3.
Ball out.
Auburn welcomed Texas A&M to town for its SEC opener. The excitement for conference play was evident in the players and coaches.
Oh, we going live tonight. Let them know we going live tonight, all night. Nothing's going to be given to us. Earn everything we get. Earn it on 3. 1, 2, 3. Earn it. It's our house, all right? Let's take care of business right now. Hey, man, our house got 3. 1, 2, 3. Win on 3, man. 1, 2, 3. Win. It's time to go, baby.
This game is about the guys that's got jerseys on with numbers on. That's what this is about, okay? It's about you, okay? So we're not going out there playing cautious. We're throwing caution to the wind.
The only mistake that you can make is not giving 110% effort, all right?
And we're gonna have fun doing it, all right? Everybody understand that, okay?
All right, it's about respect, all right? This is a respect game, all right? It's about Auburn defense getting the respect back.
We play the next play with confidence, all right? With calmness and with communication, all right? And with that, guys, we are good enough to get the job done. Does everybody understand that?
So it starts tonight. It starts tonight.
It doesn't matter what else happens in any other part of the game. We're called to do what? Get the ball back. You understand that? That's our job. Nothing else matters. Let's go work, guys.
You got it? Let's go, man. Let's go get it. Let's go, man. Let's go. Everything you got, leave everything you got on the field, man. Play for one another. Play for your brother. It's all about the brotherhood, all right? Let's go. Relentless on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Relentless. Keep this thing going now. Let's keep this thing going. This is another game now. So a 15 round. This is an SEC bout. This is an SEC bout. Let's go out here and let's play Auburn football. Bump bomb on 3. 1, 2, 3. Bump bomb. 1, 2, 3. Bump bomb. Let's go now.
As spirits circled Jordan-Hare Stadium, inside the Auburn locker room, Gus Malzahn shared his final words with the team before kickoff.
Here's the deal. We talked all week, all right, what our program's built on. And we need to show these boys right out here. Roll your sleeves up, hit these boys in the mouth. There's going to be some ups and downs, all right? Stay positive. There's going to be ups and downs. So keep that in mind as we go.
Get it.
Auburn Football Every Day is presented by the Better Network, Verizon, Better Matters, and by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Alabama. We cover what matters.
At Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Alabama, we're as passionate about your health as you are about Auburn football.
I'm Jamie Foxx for Verizon. In the nation's largest independent study by Root Metrics, again, Verizon is the #1 network.
Hi, I'm Jamie Foxx for Sprint. And I'm Jamie Foxx for T-Mobile. And we're just as good.
Really? Only Verizon was ranked #1 nationally in data, reliability, text and call, and speed. Yeah. And you're gonna fist pump to that?
Don't get limited by an unlimited plan. Switch now and get our best deal. 20 gigs of limitless data for just $160 with 4 lines. All on America's best network.
Sophie, his 13th birthday. Gift, we've got you. Guitar, coming tomorrow. Road game today, surprise party tomorrow. Change of plans. Game tomorrow.
No, birthday tomorrow.
Guitar, reroute.
Birthdays are on birthdays.
party? Relocate. UPS My Choice makes rerouting packages easy. How we're helping companies solve for the needs of customers like Sophie.
At Auburn University, education emphasizes hard work. That training becomes wisdom. And that you can only count on what you earn. Auburn graduates believe in honesty, a spirit that is not afraid, and preparedness. Because one never knows when cause for celebration will arrive. This is Auburn.
It's SEC ball. I'm excited to see you play. It's third round of a 15 round. I want y'all to get after today and let everybody know that we showed up to play. You got me? We showed up to play.
This is a respect game, all right? It's about Auburn defense getting the respect back.
Auburn's current coaching staff has 3 coaches that played football for the Tigers. Wide receivers coach Cody Burns, linebackers coach Travis Williams, and defensive line coach Rodney Garner each wore the orange and blue. They all know it is special to coach at their alma mater.
I come to work every day with a smile on my face, and I never have a bad day. You know, we're blessed to be here. Every coach that's on the staff is blessed to be here. I mean, it's just an awesome feeling, you know, to be a graduate from this university, to be a former player. My wife went here, and it's just awesome. But at the same time, I do understand the expectations, and you know, understand just being a linebacker coach at Auburn University is a big deal.
Well, this is my home. I'm excited to be back at Auburn on the Plains. This is kind of where I got my foundation at. I made a lot of good memories here, and I'm excited to be back, part of Coach Malzahn's staff, part of the entire staff and the Auburn family. It's been a really true blessing to be back.
I get up every morning. I thank God for the opportunity, you know, to be at Auburn. And I do know that it is a blessing. There's been a lot of guys, lots of guys that played here that don't get this opportunity. So it's not something that I take for granted.
Words can't even explain. Very, very thankful. It's a great opportunity to get the linebackers to playing the linebackers the way it should be played at Auburn University. You know, and take great pride in your work. I'm just excited. You know, every day I just bring the energy. The guys that feed off the energy. We're definitely blessed to be here.
Each coach represents a different generation of winning for the Tigers. Coach Garner won back-to-back SEC championships in 1987 and 1988. Coach Williams was part of the undefeated 2014. And Coach Burns won a national championship in 2010.
It's a brotherhood, you know, and that's the thing, you know, me and Trav, we've been in the same room now for 3 years. You know, Cody was here our first year, then he went off, and, you know, and on his own now having the opportunity to come back home. And I told Cody, you know, I don't think you ever really appreciate, you know, being home until you leave. It's a blessing. It's something that we should not take for granted, and we need to understand with this, you know, there is expectations, and that we should have of ourselves, and that our brothers have of us.
Those guys are my brothers for life. Whether I'm at Auburn, whether I was at Sanford 2 years ago, it doesn't matter where I go, those guys will be family for life. And they played here, they put the same blood, sweat, and tears in that field that I did, and it's been a true blessing to be around those guys each and every day.
I had on-the-job training. You know, I didn't read this in the book. I had on-the-job training, so I'm telling the guy to take on a lineman, I actually did that, or take on a lead blocker, I actually did that. So the on-the-job training really helped me. And just the leadership part of it, man, just as a player, just pride myself on being a leader. So hopefully as a coach, it transfers that way. But I actually had on-the-job training, had in the classroom training as a coach as well. And I think that brings a different dimension into the coaching of linebackers.
I think it's all about what Auburn is really about. You know, that real Auburn man, that toughness, that edge, the intangible things, you know, the blue collar, hard work. We may not be the flashiest, this and that, but we're going to be tough as nails. We're going to get after you. And we'll fight you wherever you want to do. Wherever you want to play, just put the ball down. You want to do it in the parking lot, wherever it is. That's the mentality of Auburn that we were raised on.
I think you get automatic respect from the guys that, hey, I did the same thing that you're trying to do. Coach T. Will did the same thing that you're trying to do. Coach Garner, the same type deal. And so those guys understand that. We get it. We understand what it takes at Auburn to win. And I think they kind of gravitate to that and listen to what we say.
I want to make sure that I'm giving 110% to give back to Auburn, because Auburn constantly gives to me.
Auburn football every day is presented by Great Southern Wood, Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have this yellow tag, you don't want it. And by Tiffin Motorhomes, made to move you.
America, it's time. Time to break free from the confines of your couch. To tear yourself away from the tyranny of technology. To revolt against a social revolution that's anything but social. It's time to embrace the possibilities right outside your door. It's time to build your Declaration of Independence.
At Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Alabama, we're as passionate about your health as you are about Auburn football.
Americans don't celebrate the good enough canyon. We didn't aim to be second to the moon. Verizon doesn't settle for good enough either. So now we're introducing Verizon LTE Advanced. With 50% faster peak speeds in more than 450 cities coast to coast. So don't settle for an unlimited plan with limits. Switch now and get our best deal. 20 gigs of limitless data with 4 lines for only $160. Welcome to the Next Gen Network.
Ball teed up on the 35, far hash mark, kicking it from left to right. Kicks it end over end and deep into the end zone, 9 yards deep over the head of Rudy Ford. 5 receivers, no one in the backfield. Quarterback, Knight, in trouble. Montravius Adams takes him down. Back inside the 45 of Texas A&M. A loss of 11.
Texas A&M's first drive came to an end at the hands of Montravius Adams, who registered a sack and forced an Aggies punt. Auburn's next drive was sparked by sophomore running back Cameron Petway.
First and 10. Toss pitch here, left side. Petway lowers his head, refuses to go down, and picks up, my goodness, he picks up about 5.5, maybe 6 more.
Seeing him run and bulldoze over guys, just, you know, you see the defenders just don't want it. They don't want any part of Petway, and they hate it. And I love that, and I think that's how football should be played. And I think that's a big part of what this offense should be is, you know, just downhill running. And I just love watching him run the ball. I'm excited for him.
He brings a different element to the game. The bruiser, the speed, and that power, the strength is just different. You don't see those type of backs like that anymore. They're more old school. He's more old school type of back, but people really underestimate his speed because he's a really fast guy. He can pretty much run with anybody, and just that downhill running ability make people miss because people, you can see people scared to tackle him. Everybody want to hit his legs and stuff like that. So he just brings a different dynamic to the game.
Cameron Petway is really turning himself into a very good running back. You know, we knew he was capable of doing a really good job, but there's nothing like seeing a guy out there in game mode, and 2 weeks in a row he really responded well.
Cam has really played well the last 2 games. He obviously had an outstanding game against Arkansas State, and he followed it with another good game on Saturday. We're excited about the way he's playing. He's doing a good job in his pass protection. He's running the ball hard. He's creating yards for himself after contact, and so we're really pleased with how he's doing.
Once in Texas A&M territory, another sophomore set the Tigers up on the goal line.
Quick screen this time to the other side. Same plan. Catches it. Escapes a man. He's inside the 5. Hit. Spun around. And just short of the goal line.
At any time, explosive plays, that's my type of game, just that dynamic player. And I just try to bring a spark to the offense. That's what I'm trying to bring to the table.
Straight ahead, into the end zone, untouched, Cameron Petway, touchdown, Auburn!
With the emergence of Petway and the elusive running style of Kerryon Johnson, the Tigers have a combination of two running backs who complement each other.
It's a position that we feel like we're going to need to because, you know, those guys get hit quite a bit. They're going to be given the ball quite a bit. And so I think it's a real good combination. It's two different styles, and Cam's really been a great pounder for us, whereas Kerryon has a little bit better make-miss ability.
They complement each other. They're different running backs. They're both extremely tough. They're both extremely talented, but they complement each other.
To have Kerryon as a speed guy, and you know, Petway's pretty fast himself. I mean, he's a big, 240-pound back that can run. And I think it's great to have a speed guy and kind of like more of a, a bulky guy, bulldoze people, but can have speed as well. And a lot of teams fear that because they don't know what to prepare for, and they see Petway back and say, "Oh man, it's come downhill," or they have Kerryon. It's like, man, we gotta run fast.
Snap, place, kick is up, and the kick is good. That's big right there.
The Tiger offense ended the half with a nice drive that led to a Daniel Carlson field goal. At the half, Auburn trailed 16-10. Auburn Football Every Day is presented by the Better Network, Verizon, Better Matters, and by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Alabama. We cover what matters.
An Auburn University education emphasizes hard work. That training becomes wisdom. And that you can only count on what you earn. Auburn graduates believe in honesty, a spirit that is not afraid, and preparedness. Because one never knows when cause for celebration will arrive. This is Auburn.
When you bring the indoors outdoors, there are no rules.
After halftime, the Auburn defense came out of the locker room energized. They forced the Aggies into 3 consecutive 3-and-outs.
Knight is going to go over the middle. Knocked away beautifully by Carlton Davis, and he did come up big.
The energy that we play with is very high. That we practice that, so it just carries on. I guess it's just a habit now for us. And Coach always preaches to us like how we need to play with that swag and that energy. And we always gonna be the best team, best defense with the most effort. every practice, every game.
After redshirting the 2015 season, Javaris Davis is making the most of his playing time.
I cherish the opportunity, and I just feel like I always tell myself each game to get better and grow from the last game. And I'm just trying to do that, take each game one game at a time.
He goes out and compete. You know, a lot of times guys say, well, you know, you don't want a small DB, but you know, he's small in size, but he plays big. I mean, he can offer you some tight man-to-man coverage. He's not afraid to get out and play press man on a receiver, regardless of that size. And he plays so big that he don't get overwhelmed by big receivers. He's got the uncanny ability to play man-to-man, superior lateral quickness, excellent change of direction, and he's really strong at the top of the route where he can get his hands on football. He's one of those rare corners that has amazing ability, amazing speed, vertical speed, to keep the top on the coverage, and he uses his talent, man. So I'm excited about the progress he's going to make. I know he's made some good plays for us, but I think it's just the tip of the iceberg, man. He's going to be a really, really good player.
Trevor Knight rolls right, upfield wide open, catch made. Oh my goodness, big time hit by Javaris Davis. When illegal separates the ball.
You know, that was very encouraging. They had a lot of talented receivers. Javaris made some good plays, made a very big hit in the game that really gave us a lot of energy.
It was just in the moment. I just seen the quarterback, I read his eyes, and I just knew I had a big hit coming, and then seen a little out route, and I just went for it. And I tried not to get an illegal hit, and then it just happened. It was very fun. Hopefully I can make some more hits like that throughout the season. But I think that was one of them. I'm gonna remember that hit.
Well, I'll tell you what, you know, when you get a player that's young, like as far as that makes a big hit like that, the first thing you say, man, that's maturity. Man, he's growing up, and you know, once he does that, man, he's not sticking his toe in the water, but sticking his whole foot in the water like that, you know now, okay, this young man getting ready to take off. So it was good to see for a lot of reasons. You know, one, it was good motivation, a good momentum swing for the team, but just for him of being a young kid playing on this stage and having an impact play like that, that tells him, if he had any doubt, that tells him, hey, I belong. So that was phenomenal.
I definitely felt a spark between us. Like, just feel like we was a little down, and just like our defense, all it takes just that one play, and I just felt like from that play, I felt like somebody needed to make a play, and I just went for it. Our coach always preaches to us, who's gonna make the big play, and that was a big play for us.
The Tigers added a late touchdown, but their comeback attempt came up short.
You got young guys playing, they're going to get better. Older guys, we're going to need your leadership more than ever. We're going to need your leadership more than ever. We still got a chance to be a really good team. We're on this thing together. All of our coaches, all of our players, equipment managers, and everybody. This can be a moment that can establish ourselves for the rest of the year.
Get a family on three. 1, 2, 3.
Auburn Football Every Day is presented by Great Southern Wood, Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have this yellow tag, you don't want it. And by Tiffin Motorhomes, made to move you.
I'm Jamie Foxx for Verizon. In the nation's largest independent study by Root Metrics, again, Verizon is the #1 network.
Hi, I'm Jamie Foxx for Sprint. And I'm Jamie Foxx for T-Mobile. And we're just as good.
Really? Only Verizon was ranked #1 nationally in data, reliability, text and call, and speed. Yeah. And you're gonna fist pump to that?
Don't get limited by an unlimited plan. Switch now and get our best deal, 20 gigs of limitless data for just $160 with 4 lines, all on America's best network.
The 2016 Nissan Altima. An IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus. With forward emergency braking that could stop for you. Take on sudden stops. Get to your local Nissan store today for 0% financing for up to 72 months or save up to $4,500 on the 2016 Altima. Get to Nissan, a proud partner of the Auburn Tigers.
An Auburn University education emphasizes hard work, that training becomes wisdom, and that you can only count on what you earn. Auburn graduates believe in honesty, a spirit that is not afraid, and preparedness. Because one never knows when cause for celebration will arrive. This is Auburn.
It's time now for the Yellowwood Lineman of the Week, brought to you by Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have that yellow tag, you don't want it. This week's Lineman of the Week is Montravius Adams. The Vienna, Georgia native sacked the Texas A&M quarterback for an 11-yard loss. The senior defensive lineman's sack forced a Texas A&M punt that led to an Auburn touchdown. Montravius Adams, your Lineman of the Week. An SEC West rivalry is renewed this Saturday when LSU travels to Jordan-Hare Stadium. Kickoff is set for 5 p.m. Central Time.
We're real familiar with their defensive coordinator. He was the defensive coordinator at Wisconsin when we played them in the Outback Bowl 2 years ago, and have a lot of respect for their talent. They're really talented players. We know their players. We recruit some of their players. Obviously, Kevin Steele coached their players a year ago, so we're very familiar with them, and they're a really good football team defensively. We'll have our hands full, but it's a challenge that I think we're all looking forward to.
Well, of course, they have a phenomenal running back, and they're going to come in with a ground attack, and we have to be solid from the standpoint, the secondary standpoint of making sure that we have our run fit. We'll be geared up to play the run and, try and force them to be one-dimensional because if you let them stay two-dimensional, run the ball, play and pass, that makes for a long day. So that's the game plan going there. Try to contain them on the outside, and keep their big receivers in check because they do have the ability to blow the top off the coverage vertical and make big plays in the play action game. But I think we have to really attack their running game and try and make them one-dimensional.
Auburn Football Every Day is produced by War Eagle Productions in association with Auburn Sports Properties.